And with that, I believe we should be all set. Good day to you. Yo, this is Mousegar, the year of the bear. It's going to be a lovely, splendid, magnificent time. So, gosh, I've been waiting very eagerly for this episode after last one, and I believe we're going to jump into our player introductions. Do we want to go ahead and start with Miss Emma? Do you want first?
Hello.
One thing I will point out is that Kira, that wonderful guard mouse, is having. I believe their internet is devastated today, and they are trying to have their internet brought up because it's out in their area. So we will hopefully get lovely Misha back into the game once the ISP cooperates. But in the meantime, we're with all of our fellow mice here. And with that, you can go, Emma, you can introduce Courage. Please, tell us your belief, instinct, courage, and all that.
Okay. Oh my gosh, what this game? I've forgotten it. No, we're playing Mouse Guard. Yeah. So I play Courage. I'm a tender paw. My belief is that I do my best to protect those who cannot protect themselves. And my instinct is, even though I'm scared, I stand my ground in face of danger. And I'm still thinking about a goal for this session. So I'll update you on that when I come up with it. So yeah. No.
We will get to.
He is enthusiastic.
Yes, goals change. Oh no!
Yeah,
no, I think it might be that interrupt thing that is present. But go ahead.
Oh no! I was just going to say that he's enthusiastic, has a can-do attitude, and is looking forward to solving this bear mystery. So yeah.
Indeed. We like to go to our next mouse, Heathcliff Moss.
Hello, I am Moss, Heathcliff Moss. I'm a mouse. I am awesome. The mouse is awesome, who sadly has me as a player. Because I don't know how to play to beliefs and things, and I need to learn that. My belief this session is, I believe the territory safety is more important than my own. Because last session, I did not pay any attention to my beliefs. And my instinct, it remains the same. The guard code always provides the right answer. And my goal, which will depend on what we talk about later, with more, save the cities from the bear, because that seems like an easy goal to achieve. And that's me.
Does it?
Heathcliff Moss.
Can-do attitude.
A simple stated goal. I will give you that. And Elf, would you introduce Moira for us, if you will?
Yes, of course. Hello, I'm Elf. I play Moira. She is a guard mouse, a little brown furred guard mouse, specialist healer and scientist, and has the belief that there's always a way to figure it out without violence, and the instinct to always wait shyly for someone else to speak first. That's it. Yeah.
Most splendid. And from there, I believe we can begin. We will be starting basically where we left off last time, and I'd like to introduce this mechanic from Mouse Guard known as the prologue. So essentially, one of our players can deliver a recap that will allow them to either regain from a condition or regain a point of lost, but don't actually know if any of you still have any conditions, and I don't think any of you used your nature against yourselves last session. Is that correct?
I didn't, so...
Yeah, that is right.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, Moira, you ate your food and you're not hungry anymore.
That's right. You had a delicious time with Autumn, your friend back in Copperwood.
I am no longer hungry and thirsty.
Amazing.
In that case, I'll go ahead and give us a quick delivery on what happened last time, because it'll save you guys the trouble, and also I feel like it's going to be better if all of you chime in from here and there with what your character did or something that you're proud of last session. Particularly Moira, you did a fantastic job in your players, but we'll get to that. We started off our first episode in Lockhaven, the home of the Mouse Guard, and the duty that are presented to our patrol of mice is that led by a patrol leader known as Samson. And Samson will be delivering 4 honeypots. Delicious honey from the Mouse Guard apiary. Apiary?
Apiary.
And
Sure.
apiary, thank you. Delivering them to these towns because, gosh darn, honey, at the height of spring will be lovely. This, however, turned into somewhat of a disaster as they discovered that Appleloft was horribly beset by a black bear. And amidst the devastation that the bear caused, in order to gobble these apples, he also went ahead and gobbled up their apiary, as well as tearing down some of their houses and homes that they had built into the trees. They were clearly not prepared for a bear to make its way into the territories, because usually the scent border, a concoction from spruce tuck that keeps more of the dangerous and larger predators out of the mouse territories, seemed to have failed keeping this, giving the idea that maybe there's a hole in the scent border or something might be wrong. And currently the bear is heading to the north towards, heading towards Root Willow, I believe. All of you went in pursuit of this bear, but in my haste of increasing drama, was like, it'll be fun for these guards mice to be on their lonesome without their leader. Instead, of having Samson flee to Lockhaven to warn the matriarch of this disaster, I have decided that there are mice in Appleloft that are willing to make this rush to inform the territories of this danger, and Samson will aid you, as he should, as your patrol leader. Instead of abandoning his responsibilities.
I'm really glad I gave him that
you-
friendship bracelet now.
Yeah, it certainly helped encourage him to stay by courage. This is going to be excellent. So why don't we go ahead and just jump in? Would you all like to start talking about goals? Because you clearly saw what the bear is capable of doing to a mouse town. What would you like to do during the GM's turn as you track down and try to race this bear to... oh my gosh, I keep forgetting it. I keep wanting to call it Willow Root, because that's the name of a town of another character. Root Wallow.
Root Wallow. I'm gonna write that down.
Oh.
Well,
Dost thou have any big goals of specific things? Remember, goals can be completed in the GM's turn and the player's turn.
what was Heathcliff's goal again?
I save the cities from the bear. That's like a more overarching than for this session necessarily.
Okay.
Should probably change that.
I mean, it's still a pretty good one. I was thinking something along the same lines, like try and protect people from the danger. Is that a good?
I think we know that the mission is to stop doing I think we should try to focus in on how you intend to do that.
Okay.
I've got one.
And what is more important in that process.
My goal for
Okay.
Moira this session is to keep up with the party and make sure I pull my weight.
Oh, that's a really good one.
All right.
Maybe I should do something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, then I think I want to help, because I'm a pathfinder, I want to help find tracks to where the bear might have gone. Something like that.
I think so. You want to help her. You want to be sure that you know where the bear is.
Yeah, I think I want to try and find the bear by helping the group.
Okay. So you definitely want to know the location of the bear.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I think that's a good goal for the session is to get that bear.
Get that bear. I want to find my bearings.
Heathcliff is still focused on saving the town, right?
I think that after hearing these goals, I think that a more realizable mouse guardy goal would be to work together to distract the bear from the cities.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
So what you want
I like
to
that
do
we're
is
all
to
on the
ensure
same
that the
page.
bear.
Oh god,
does-
yeah, let's engage with the bear. That seems like a really good plan. Jesus.
I think maybe
I'm
yeah,
ready.
it might be a bit intense, but you know, we can try.
This campaign will be over
I would
really
like-
fast.
Just because it's a goal doesn't mean that we
It would
have
be
to
epic,
actually
though.
do it.
It would be epic.
Isn't there like one of those rewards at the end was like dramatic and epic moment? If you actually do manage to distract the bear, that's definitely one of those.
I mean, I did DM for between sessions that I wanted to have Heathcliff pick up some of the broken honeycombs from the bear attack before we trekked off.
True.
So
Ooh.
I also think you
There's-
wanted to make a bear print mold,
Oh
Assassin
yeah.
got it.
but here's what I will give you. You can print of its toe, not the
yeah,
entire.
I forget
Yeah,
size
not the
comparisons.
entire
Yeah. Yeah.
Godzilla right here.
Mm.
Yeah.
We're strong.
Right. Now, here's the problem. If you all look at your maps, which, if you need me to relink you, I certainly can. We
Yes,
have
please.
quite a ways to go till we get to Root Wallow.
Okay.
Samson turns to all of you and clearly impressed, and he says, "All right, what we do? We're going to cut straight through, just like we did when we left Copper. Our time with roads or rest. Understand?"
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep, got it.
All right.
He
And
says that
with
helps them moving towards the beetles.
Yeah, beetle. That's right. We have beetles. And all of you load up.
Volkswagen Beetle.
Now, I'm going to need a Pathfinder check. Because you could actually, I'm going to give you a choice.
Okay.
You could do this one of two ways. You can either beeline straight to Root Wallow, or you can try to track the bear and pursue it instead. Those are two very different things, and they will use very different skills.
If we go to Root Wallow, we might be able to get there before the bear does. If we go to Root Wallow, we might be able to get there before the bear does and warn them. I forgot I had a character voice.
So I'm
So-
getting that map for all of you.
Yes, if we chase the bear, we'll be always going after it. If we go to Root Swallow, we might have a chance to get there before he does. It does.
I feel like if we get there first, then we can warn everybody and there won't be as much danger. But that's,
Yeah.
you know...
No, I completely
Yes.
agree.
Samson nods and says, back in the Winter War when we had weasels on the scent border, we evacuated as many of the towns as we could. I think this is a good plan.
Okay.
And from there, I would like a Pathfinder 6. That's going to be
Okay.
Obstacle 6.
Cool.
I can help with Pathfinder.
I have 3. So I can help.
I can
Or
also help with
can-
Pathfinder. I have 3.
Me too.
Then awesome. Well then, we can just say Moira, do you want to do it, and then we can.
I will also have Kira help, because she is also proficient in, but she's also a scout.
Oh, we're so
So
good.
I imagine she's going to rush forward with her bow in hand, whispering her belief it's better to stand and fight now than to leave trouble to sneak up on you later. And she engages the bear. No,
Hell yeah! Then I will.
she will
help
scout ahead so that
Moira.
we do not fall into a trap like some snake or something catches you off guard. So how many dice do you have right now?
Well, if you've got
So
3 plus 9
Plus
then-
2 helping, plus 3 helping, I think.
Yeah.
So
Samson
it's
will also help.
6
Yeah,
total,
Samson
7 total
Samson
then.
will take charge.
So, yeah.
So it's 7. Who's
Yeah,
taking
Samson's
the
gonna
lead
help
on the roll?
7.
Builder. So 7. Do you think that's enough? You need
Come-
success, mind you.
How
that's
much
true.
more can I offer? 'Cause I've got labourer.
Yeah. So remember, if you are rolling your dice, you can tap your trait. You can burn it to sort of exemplify your character and get a single dice to help you. You can also spend a persona point to tap your nature. And that means you add your entire nature to your roll.
Okay. If you want, Moira, I can do a persona point and then give you +5.
Who's rolling, by the way?
Yeah,
I
who's
thought
rolling? I
Courage
thought it
was
was
rolling.
you. I thought it was you.
Oh, it was me? Okay, then I can do that. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So how many am I rolling?
What
now?
is your nature?
5.
Oh, it's 5? That's
Yeah.
12 dice. Now, do you want to
12?
tap a trait as well? Yeah, you'd be rolling 12 dice if you think that's enough dice.
What do
All
you
right.
guys think?
I think that's enough dice, which probably means that it's not.
I mean, that's 50-50.
Okay, let's go with 12.
Sure, 50-50.
Um,
So, roll whenever you're ready,
I have
and...
to do the weird, what's it?
Oh, yes.
I can't
You have to
type
do
in.
the slash die, 12d6.
Right. Oh, I only rolled 10. Hang on. Let me roll 2 more. But it already
Oh,
looks
so you
kind
need
of
to roll
bad.
2 more.
Okay, sorry. Oh,
Oh,
no. Oh, okay. Hang on. How many
Damn.
is that?
2,
6.
3, 4, 5,
Got
6.
it, just.
You barely got successes.
Oh gosh. I did not like that at all.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Okay, so maybe next time we should not be so edgy.
Lordy,
help, guys.
lordy.
Okay.
So, go ahead and tell us a little bit about how you narrowly are able to blaze a trail through the wilderness of the mouse territory. Now remember, this is early spring. Winter has just ended. The ground is wet from snow, but it is heating up, and there is a lovely spring breeze because of, remember, Heathcliff, you predicted the weather. So we know that it is prominent weather for marching. So go right ahead and give us a little insight into how courage pushes us forward through the wilderness.
So, what was Moira and what skill were Moira and Heathcliff using to help me? Pathfinder and.
Pathfinder, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think we're all kind of like on the wagon, and Heathcliff is like expertly like wielding the beetles, like go left, go right, go left, go right, and we're like weaving through the grass. And then Moira is like at the front, like looking, and then Chris, I was about to call
I'm
him
just
Prison.
pointing stuff out.
Courage, yeah, and Courage is like okay, cool, and just like morale. And then yeah, Samson's probably watching in stunned silence, I think, and we're just like blazing a trail. Zoom, zoom, boom. Yeah.
Lovely. Now, reminder, Samson is pressing you to march forward without stopping. So
Okay.
you guys are going to be marching throughout the night. I'm going to need each of you to make a health check.
Okay.
Obstacle 4. In order to not succumb to the fatigue of this deadly march. So obstacle 4. Oh, by the way, courage. You will have to reduce
Hello.
your nature by 1 because you used your nature against yourself. It's not a thing to blaze trails like this.
Damn, I'm short by
That's a
one.
hard trail
But-
breaking life.
But oh no, I should have done that before I rolled. Never mind.
You can spend a fate point to burn that, to explode that 6 if you like.
Oh yeah, I guess I could.
Yeah, luckily a lot of you are guards mice, so you have very good health.
R.I.P. Well, I mean, I have health 6 somehow.
Tender
What is
paw, it's a tender paw.
that? Yeah.
Boom, nailed it.
Okay.
I'm so proud of you, Elf. Well done. Moira, sticking in.
So what
Her
happens
heel.
when you?
Your goal is to keep up.
So I'm doing.
What happens if you
health
fail the health?
6.
I will give you a condition.
Sorry,
I don't
I've
like
got it
that.
again. I'm rolling really awkwardly. It's the way I have to do it. So mine were.
As you do this, I'm going to roll to refill my coffee.
Uh,
1, 2, 3, 4 successes. What was this? What was
So
the
you
obstacle
passed
again?
because the obstacle was 4. And
Again, very edgy though.
now that 4's gone, I'm going to
We can
burn a
secretly
persona
plan.
point. I'm gonna burn a
Okay.
persona point, and I'm gonna use my nature, and you roll 10. You have
Nice.
5 health,
Oh man.
and let's do the
Courage,
thing.
you got 3.
3. Wait, I thought 3 was a success.
Nope.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Ah.
You got 3 successes. Oh. And, oh my god, Heathcliff, why are you rolling 10 dice? Are you like...
Because
Hulk
I
Hogan?
wanted
Are
to
you
use my
Bear
nature.
Grylls?
I use my nature to add my nature to the roll or health.
Oh no!
Can you do that?
You can do
Can do
that, but you only got 3
Yeah.
successes. No, you
I
can
know,
do
I
that,
realize.
yeah.
I realized.
So
that I
we're
did
doing
that,
real
and I realized
good.
that I failed.
Okay.
Okay, so
I thought I failed.
what is your... Okay, so Heathcliff, you are unfortunately not doing a mousy thing. You're not escaping and foraging or climbing, so your nature will go down by 1.
Yeah.
Um,
And I failed my
now,
health.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
You guys just need 1 success in order to succeed and not succumb to this terrible fatigue that will beset you. You each have a 6. You can spend a fate point to explode that 6 and pray for the success that Moira
Pray
got.
for ourselves.
Yeah, I
Okay.
have to.
So go ahead if you want. If you would rather fail in addition, I will certainly grant you it if you want to save your fate points.
So what else can I use fate points for? Woo!
Fate points can be used for re-rolling a failed roll only once with a single dice. Only if it is related to your Ys. So if your Legends of the Guard Ys can be somehow related to your roll, I will let you re-roll a failed dice.
Hmm.
And Heathcliff
I'm
actually
trying to think of.
succeeded there. Well done.
Yeah. So for my nature, seeing as I've already lost 1 point, will I lose another point now because I failed?
Oh,
So I rolled
because
3.
you didn't tap your nature for this roll.
Okay.
You tapped it for your
So-
previous roll.
Then I don't think I can think of anything that'll make Legends of the Guard Wise work for this.
But you do have a
just
6,
take-
so you could just re-roll that.
Okay. How does that work? Do I roll 1 more?
Just make sure you mark off a fate point. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
you spend a fate point and you can re-roll 6s.
Okay. I'm gonna roll now.
It might have been a little...
Oh. Cool.
Courage.
It's okay. Don't worry.
Tragically,
I'll
courage. You're leading the patrol through the wilderness in the night, and it is taxing your little tiny mouse body. You're hungry and thirsty.
Okay.
Woof.
I'm a growing boy.
And with that, you all are going to arrive at Root Wallow. Now, luckily, because of its location, it is easy to find. It lies near a river, this lovely tiny creek that is tucked into this little spot where this willow tree sort of looms over. And you all would understand that Root Wallow is a very accomplished town of weavers and insectrists because of the silk that they get from their silk farms. That's right. They have spiders at their disposal.
That's scary.
And not only that, they have successfully, through their extensive work in ensuring that this industry can flourish, they have sort of created their town around this willow tree, both in and below. You see various dead logs that have been dragged here over the years to sort of be refurbished into this lovely town that sort of sits at the roots of this tree. And you see that it is safe for now. You arrive at daybreak, and very, very quickly you see the guards that sort of scan the area and patrol around it along the riverbanks look over to you, and they wave very cheerfully. Ah! Good morning, God's mice. How do you do? And Samson immediately says, "Get out of the way! We have danger! Where is your mayor?" And they go, "Whoa. What? There's a bear!" Samson says with an intense look on his face. And these guards seem confused. They're not sure what he's saying, and instead of dealing with them, he begins to trudge his way to the banks of the river. And does anybody here have Boatcrafter?
No.
No.
Really don't.
Then
Like
it
laborer.
is awesome. You've laborer? I don't think you can labor. You can't doggy paddle your way. So here's what we're gonna have to do. You guys are gonna wait a hot minute as the guards signal for a boat to come across and guide you guys across the creek, because going around this creek would probably take a while. And as each of you board this boat, this little craft made of sticks and leaves, Samson looks to each of you and says, "It's likely these mice are not going to be willing to leave. Oh, look at this place. They've built it up. over many years. If the bear gets here, I don't want these mice to be here. I don't want to see what happened to Appleloft happen here.
Well, I think it's a very reasonable threat, sir. If
Just
we
saying, we're gonna
communicate
have to-
exactly what the. Okay. Yep. I get it.
Well,
Hmm.
I think Moira has a really good point. Like, it's gonna be a pretty scary thing to tell everyone, so I think people are gonna be more than willing to, mobilize. But I think maybe we should promise that we can help protect their home, not that they're just gonna leave it and come back to nothing.
How exactly do you propose to do that against a bear? There's no protecting anything. It's just move and don't get stepped on.
But we should try and be positive and build morale.
That's a terrible idea. The direness of the
Okay.
situation needs to be communicated.
Yeah, but we should also make sure that people don't feel like, the end of the world.
It is the end of the world. It's a bear.
Okay.
Bear
Cool.
courage.
Yeah,
This
but
is the one time your namesake will cause great harm.
okay.
You must have this courage to stand in the face of very foolish mice.
Okay. Okay, let's just not
And-
inspire fear and try and get everyone mobilized.
That sounds very interesting. I'm going to have you guys enter Root Wallow, and Samson essentially says, "Now listen, I'm going to go speak with the mayor. What I need the rest of you to do is to spread the word. The mice need to evacuate now.
Sure thing.
All right? Hopefully the mayor can help make this a smooth process." And with that, Samson leaves. And we're all sort of standing in Root Wallow, given the task of informing the town to evacuate. How do you do this?
I
Okay,
would,
so,
I would address Courage and say, take out the wax molding of the toe that is the size of me from the back of the card and just hold it next to me. This is not something that we can face. This is a toe.
Sorry, that was just really funny the way you said. Well,
This is our toe.
I get
I like
that.
that idea,
like,
though. I like the idea of having evidence.
Yeah. I just think that if we tell everyone outright that it's going to be a devastating attack, that people are going to panic and people are going to disperse. And I think it's better if we're in a community. I think if they stick together and we organize an evacuation based on positivity and getting people to a safe location, but also keeping them happy at the same time, it'll be better. Because if anything, what's going to keep these people together once their town is gone is their friendships and their connections.
You know what has never inspired haste? Contentment and happiness. Being
Listen, I'm not
comfortable
saying
here
we like
is not, and talking about how it's going to be fine is not going to get anybody moving at all.
I'm not.
What we need to do is inform them of how exactly dire and terrible this situation is going to be so they can gather up their valuables and make sure that they're going to be safe later. If they're like, oh, we're just leaving town for a little while, they'll come back and everything will be broken.
But here's the thing, if they leave and the town does get destroyed and there's nothing banding them together and keeping them positive, then their spirits are going to be broken. And they're not going to get through it by themselves. We should try and keep the community alive, even when the community, the town which they live in, isn't there.
Okay, do whatever you want.
Okay. I'm just trying. I'm just trying to do what my family
Ooh,
would do.
tender
I don't know.
I mean, you're basically trying to apply a tiny band-aid to a giant problem. That's all I'm saying. You can't bandage over your home is going to be destroyed by a giant creature that steps on it. It's just not possible.
Moira, you are a guard's mouse, and therefore you know better than I do, so I'll default to you. But let's try and not panic people, okay? Let's try and stay positive. Just a little bit as well.
Okay. So
all you
this
guys.
is going to be a orator check. It's going to be versus the townspeople.
Persuader.
I don't
Can I
have
use
orator.
Persuader?
Does anybody
I have Persuader too. If that's
persuader too? So it
Hmm,
sounds
I
like
thought
somebody has to
Persuader
step up and do.
Literally no one has an orator check. So
Kira doesn't have an orator either.
Can I use Legend
but-
of the Guardwise to tell them a story about how there was a attack on a neighboring city, but under the guidance of the guards mice and with everyone coming together and, you know, moving on to another location and finding somewhere safe and, you know, keeping each other motivated, they were able to get through with minimal casualties. But the important part was that they escaped. Can I then try and do something with that?
That's sounding dice, which I will certainly allow.
Okay. I'll try and help.
This
but I don't know
means
who's gonna
that
roll.
Moira and Heathcliff, one of you has to step up and learn orator. And do that beginner's luck.
okay.
I mean, I don't mind doing that as well. If no one
Unless
else
you want to
I
do
did
it,
beginners.
Guillermo.
I did beginners like last time. It should be Moira. It should be Elf.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So,
I mean, I
what
didn't
is
know that
your
was an
will?
option. I would love to learn orate. Also,
Oh, go ahead if you want
Oh.
to do it. It's fine.
All right.
I don't
no,
mind.
no, no. But I didn't know I could do it. But I think his
But-
courage.
Oh no,
will-
you can do it. You
Yeah,
can.
well-
If you want to do it, you can.
No, I'm okay. With it.
Moira's not
It's
exactly
in
the
your paws.
speech-giving. Moira's not exactly the speech-giving type in general. So you know, like if you want to,
Especially with that instinct.
Okay. Well, if you don't want to do it, then I'll do it. Sure. Okay. So how does beginner's luck work?
What is your will?
+3 or 3.
I think because you're a tender paw, your will is 2,
It says.
I believe.
Do you know what? I just clicked things when we were making our sheets and got these. So if you think it should be 2, then let's go with 2.
Yeah, in the second edition, I believe tender paws start with 2.
Okay. Let me change that.
Yeah,
Then 2.
that means it's because you don't have the skill that is required, you're going to divide that by half, so you have 1 dice.
1 dice to get this right. I can't use my
Yes.
guards thing then.
Do you want
I'm gonna roll
to burn a trait? No, don't roll now, because you
Okay,
only
I'm not
have 1
rolling.
dice. You want to, you
I
want to
thought that was the
try
beginning.
to,
Okay.
you want to try to get helping dice. You want to try to
Okay.
use your trait.
I will burn a.
And you also
burn
want
a
to try
trait.
to like see what other benefits you can get.
I'm trying to see if I have anything that might.
All right, which trait do you think would benefit you for courage in this moment
I was
where
gonna say-
you have to address the town?
Determined, because he really
Determined.
wants to help everyone. But he also wants to do right by Moira and
Alright.
Heathcliff ideas.
I have Lore Mouse, which I guess
Mouse?
might
Ooh.
have something to do with it, in terms of like, I don't know, the way we should be evacuating and to where.
Yeah, I mean that might be. You might
Okay.
have knowledge of like other evacuations and like right way to organize.
Yeah,
people.
so
I think
can-
Lore
I
Mouse,
can-
like you'd know more about like the bear's like habits and what it will be drawn to.
Oh yeah, I guess that's fair. Like,
Can-
I know it'll be here. I know it's
Yeah.
coming this way because I know bear stuff. That makes
Okay.
sense. So I can help
Cool,
with
I
that.
know
so-
the lore.
Know the law. Okay, so that's 3.
Heathcliff.
The only one that I can think of would be Persuader, in a sense of persuading courage that you can do this. You know how to speak to people. They will see the truth in your words by the emotion in your heart.
Oh, that's real sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
Right.
with determined Dormouse, my 1 dice, and then that makes 4. Is that enough?
You're doing a versus test against someone who I will introduce once
Okay.
we begin. You do you want to tap your spell? Because you do, or just add 1 dice with your persona points, because you have 2 left, right?
Yeah, sure, 5.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Okay, got
actually,
5.
your nature went down. It would be
My
4.
nature
Remember?
My nature is 4, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And now it will
okay,
be
so then
3 if you tap this again.
is that real? Is that like real bad?
I will let you know what happens when your nature is reduced further when it gets a little bit closer to 0. We'll find out. The maximum goes down if it reaches 0, and certain things happen. But we'll get into that if we get a little closer.
Okay. Alright, then yeah, so I'll do it. So I get 8.
So 4. So 8 dice
my 4
versus
nature.
5.
8 dice.
All right.
Okay. I don't know what my versus
So
is yet,
let's
but
roll.
It should be 8 dice. Okay. Who am I rolling again?
I'll just have this. You'll see.
Cool.
I
Again,
got
I've
4
gotta do the weird-
successes.
Cool.
Yeah,
I've got
damn
to
it,
do the
4.
weird 2 roll.
The
thing.
slash dice.
It
Mhm.
just I don't know why my fantasy ground is bizarre. So I'm gonna do 4 and 4. So that's the first
Okay.
4, which is pretty good. And this is the second 4, which
That's
Those
Phoenix.
were
that's the wrong dice.
those are
Ignore that,
D8s.
guys. Sorry, friends.
Okay.
I'm really good at playing the game, which we play. Okay, 4d6. Okay. And this is the next one. 6 by 3.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Not too
Too
shabby.
big. Okay. Okay.
So here's what do you end up with? What is your opening words as you stand on something and begin to address the people of Root Wallow?
Drawing confidence from Heathcliff and Moira. And also thinking, okay, maybe they're the guards mice. They know best. I tell everyone that there is a danger coming. A bear attacked Appleloft and it's heading this way. Do not panic, but do not delay either. We must make haste and evacuate as soon as we can. Bring your belongings and gather your families, and trust in the guards mice to lead you to safety. And I look to Moira and Heathcliff
And,
like, yeah, this is good.
These
Cool,
words
cool.
cause people to sort of hesitate. And then you hear in the crowd go, "Ha! Bear! There's not been a bear in the mouse territories for years!" And you see it's a very haughty mouse dressed in these fine garments, typical of the silk weavers of Root Wallow. And this mouse steps forward, blonde-furred with red and purple sort of draped over his shoulders as he sort of gestures. I seriously doubt that a bear would wish to be drawn to our humble abode here at Root Wallow. After all, there are more tasty pickings elsewhere. You want our fantastic industry here to be faulted. I seriously doubt. If you are truly mouse guard, you will go lead the bear elsewhere. I seriously doubt it will find any reason to come here.
Oh no, it's definitely coming. We saw the devastation in Apple Loft. You guys have you've gotta go quickly. Tell Heathcliff, show them the thing.
And you do so?
So it's a toe. It's a toe.
Yep. It's a toe. And with that, the wax impression leaves an impression, and the crowd begins to nod to each other. And you see this very bedazzled mouse frown slightly. He says, Well, what do you intend to do once we do evacuate? Once we are safe, so you say.
Well, I kind of look to the others like, I don't know what happens next.
And I believe that is when Samson comes and enters with the mayor strolling behind him and says, We will ensure that you are taken care of. Unfortunately, this means you cannot return until we verify that the bear has moved on. You must evacuate with haste. And the mayor addresses everyone and says, Everyone, you must understand that he's a diet in spring when something this dangerous gets through the scent border. I'm sure there will be an answer from the Mouse Guard on why this has happened. Please begin. Gather your belongings. Anything you can carry. Families. Quickly now. And you sense there is still this hesitation. This, They live very comfortably here. So what I believe we will be doing now is ensuring this goes off without a hitch. As everyone begins to move, Samson turns to the four of you and says, All right, they're going to leave. This is good. We have to find a place. Find a place to keep. Oh my gosh! Hello! Hello!
How's it going?
You're back!
Yes, Comcast finally came through.
Yes.
Aw, so proud. Well done. Do you wanna do a quick introduction? And then we'll tell you
sure.
what's happened so far?
Sure. I'm Misha B. BG Gameworks on Twitter. I'm playing Kiara. She's a guard mouse. She's cool.
Woo.
She's a little bit of the jokester of the group. And I'll turn it back over to you.
All right. Well, Kiara, it's been a day. Your group left Appleloft in desperation. Samson pressing all of you to rush as fast as you can to Root Wallow, where Courage has just given a sort of evacuation notice that all of its residents of this very rich and wealthy town to abandon their spider silk industry and flee. And the question is, where do they flee? Because Samson, although he has convinced the mayor to basically go along with this, and the townspeople have been coaxed into leaving rather than face a bear, we are yet to decide where we shall take them, whether we shall drop them off at another town, or see if they can survive in the wild as well as the Mouse Guard. It is up in the air, and Samson is hesitating and says, I don't mean to sound like I don't know what to do, but I don't know what to do. This is very...
Oh no.
I was not trained for a bear. I imagine we could try to take them to Maple Harbor and they could try to move through to Sand Mason, but I don't know where this bear is going next. I don't know if the patrol can keep an entire town safe out in the wild. This is still the mouse territories. There are snakes, evil squirrels, many other animals that would be very delighted to happen upon.
All of those are less dangerous than a bear.
I have a crazy idea.
What
Should we
is
take
that?
them to? We could take them to Apple Loft. The bear's already been there. Why would it go back? And then they'll see the extent of the danger, but then there'll be more hands to help rebuild.
The only problem with taking
I don't
this
know.
many people back to Appleloft is we'll probably come across the bear again.
Yeah, I don't want to meet the bear.
You'd have to be certain that you don't run into it again.
Anytime in the past when there's been horrible danger, Lockhaven has been the answer. Lockhaven is our fortress. That's where we should bring them.
Okay, I like that idea. What do you guys think?
I think
I
both
don't like the
plans
idea.
are good, but Lockhaven is home.
Lockhaven's got the most resources to absorb this many people. Whether we like it or not, they're probably the best option. The trick is, what do we do about the lands and the towns that are further east that are still going to be in the path of this bear once we leave?
I
Actually,
think we need a.
Samson does pick up and says, "That's true. But what I think we need to do now is be certain that these mice survive. We should put this large group of mice who are at the maw of danger. We should put them first. Then, hopefully, if we come across another patrol on the way back to Lockhaven, we may be able to warn them as well, and they could pick up that task. What I need now is orders from the matriarch. More than anything." That's
So Lockhaven.
suitable for all of you. Lockhaven.
Hey,
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yep.
That's a ways.
Hmm.
So,
oh,
what you
You can
will...
only march
I
as
do
fast
not
as
like
the
the
other
idea. Mm-hmm. You guys will not be able to blaze a trail with this many mice in
No.
tow.
no. This is less of a patrol and more of a caravan now. We need to get lots of supplies and blanket and like things like that to keep them warm and safe, maybe. And those who have maybe like good skills could like protect the others, and then we can help protect them. I don't know.
We also need as many wagons as we can get. I mean, if we can put the slower people in those, that'll help make up some of the pace.
That's a good idea.
And sorry, we can't take anvils and the heavy stuff. It's not going to work. I mean, you can try, but I highly don't recommend anything. So they'll have to pack light, a couple of changes of clothes and as much food as they can carry. But luxury stuff's going to have to get left.
That's true. Oh no. They're not gonna like that. They're all real rich.
Yeah, but they're going to like being eaten by a bear even less.
That's true. I think I would like that much less. Boy.
I would settle up to Moira and say, do bear eat mice?
No, but that doesn't mean their feet won't crush us.
Yeah, that is true. That's also bad.
It's
This is a
more of a
black bear
natural disaster.
specifically, so...
It's more of a natural disaster than it is anything, honestly.
Yeah.
the same as lots of rain or wind or fire. There's really not a lot we can do about something the size of a bear. But
You saw the size of the bear
Earth,
poops. I mean, how much? You can't deal with something that size. I mean, how would you like to die buried in bear poo? I mean, that would be like the worst.
That'd be real bad. That
That
would
would
be
be
so
horrible.
bad.
just avoid it.
Okay.
That's true.
So, here's what we're gonna need. I'm gonna need scout checks. I mean, one big scout roll to essentially make sure that these mice aren't gonna run into anything bad. I'm also gonna need a nature check to forage for food for all these mice, because you are going to need to feed them as well. The only way you can do that is by foraging.
Okay. Is it foraging is the skill, or is it nature is awesome?
Nature is the skill.
Okay. So I can...
I've got scout if we need to do that.
Yeah, Yeah, no. Do that.
All right.
My scouts are
Yep.
2.
We're gonna need scout.
My scout is also 2.
Me too.
If anybody has better, then that's good.
No.
I have a 3 in scout. Aha.
Aha! Guess I will help then.
Kira, do you want to have a goal this session?
Goal. Don't get eaten by a bear.
Hmm.
Sounds more like a life goal.
I like the goal.
That's a goal.
All right then.
I mean, that's also
So-
my personal goal.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Every day I try and eat by a bear. When I wake up in the
So,
morning, I
I
think,
need
oh,
the-
Let's go ahead and
today's
do-
not the day to get eaten by a bear.
I need the
Oh,
link
oh,
to
yeah, that's
log
right,
into
you
the
need-
fantasy games. Yep. Or fantasy
It
games.
is. Oh, I don't have it. Do one of you guys have the?
Isn't
The
the
name?
chat
I
all
forget
copy
the
and
name.
pasted?
Yeah, post it
Just,
in the
Yeah,
chat.
copy and
can-
paste it because it won't be. So it's going to be obstacle. Let's see, nature. To feed that many mice.
I mean, presumably there's some
Gonna be
supplies in
obstacle.
town as well.
I'm going to give you guys like a +1 because of the supplies in town. That's going to give you some helping dice, but it's going to be obstacle 4 in nature, and it'll be a versus test. Scout.
I have got 4 nature, but if I roll this, then I'm also gonna be knocking down another point, right?
You actually have 3 nature, because you tapped it again.
Nice.
And also,
But
this
mind.
is working within your nature. Yeah, if you're foraging, your nature won't go down if you use it.
Okay. So I'm probably not the best to do this because I've only got 3.
You're true. You're true.
Would
I only have
survivalist
4
certainly
nature.
apply to
help.
that?
Huh?
Would survivalist be applicable to that?
Yes, that would be good helping dice.
Okay.
I have
Has anyone got a
scientists.
bed?
I could make something for making the food that we do get last longer.
Ooh.
I will allow that. That's a clever use of science.
Really clever. But does anyone have a better
Who
base
knew
nature
if you...
than 3?
Then for nature, I have a 5.
I mean, someone else should roll it because I've only got 3. The more dice we have, the better.
Yeah, I
can
only have
still
4
help.
nature,
I can
so-
be labourer. I can carry a lot of food.
I have 5 nature.
Alright, do you want to do nature and I'll do scouts?
Yeah, I think we can do that.
Like that. Okay, so let's do
does
the
natural
foraging check
bearing
first.
tap into scout?
Yes,
Awesome.
it does, absolutely.
Alright, so that's 4 dice. Is anybody helping?
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm helping. 'cause
With the
you're doing
scout?
I can help with scout, definitely.
Is the scout to find food or to find a path or?
It is to not be food, actually.
Cool. Then I can help. I can offer a pathfinder as a helper, or.
All right. I don't know if Pathfinder will be helping dice for this specifically.
Okay.
Because you're trying to keep these townsfolk from getting spotted by a predator. Hunter would likely help, and Lore Mouse maybe.
Okay, maybe not then. I could do. Could I do armorer? And here is my thinking, is that if we like use the equipment and like make it like paint it like grass color, and they could like block themselves as like camouflage.
We can make our suits look like a giant turtle crawling along as a caravan, as opposed to just merely a group of mice as a caravan.
Hell yeah, we're a little turtle.
You know what? I've never seen a more clever use for armor, so I will allow it. I will allow
Hell
it.
yeah!
I'll allow helping dice for
I'm
that.
passing around little wooden shields, painting them green, and making us a little turtle. Little grass camouflage.
Cute.
Okay, so I'll give you a helpy
That's
dice.
cute.
Alright, so I guess it's the 5.
And I guess I'll roll.
It's slash die, not slash die. That's right.
It is slash die, yes.
Yeah. Love that.
Alright,
Okay.
I've got-
Yeah. So that unfortunately fails. And I will get back to that. I'm gonna invoke a twist.
Alright.
What I will do next is ask for that
wait,
forage roll from Moira.
Hey, wait. Kira could use a fate point to expand
Yeah,
that 6. If Kira happens to have a fate
Could
point.
use a fate.
So it might not fail.
Yeah, sure, we'll use a fate point.
Do you want to go ahead
I'm
and
just
get a
saying.
shot?
And fate points let me re-roll the
Yeah,
1.
so
yes?
reroll.
No, reroll the 6s.
Reroll a 6.
It explode.
Ah, okay. Yeah, sure.
You get 50-50.
I believe in
whether
you.
use it to there.
At a 6.
Yeah, at the very least you could tie this.
No dice.
Tragedy.
Alright, so
So-
the nature roll. I have a 5 nature. I'm also going to invoke my inquisitive trait because that will be best for looking for food in all the hidey holes that everybody has everywhere in their houses, I'm sure.
I agree.
Can
And
I
am I
use-
getting? I was gonna say, am I getting
I was gonna
any help?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could use labourer to carry a bunch of food if you want.
Great.
Yeah, so I can carry more than usual, so whatever you find.
Survivalist
Okay.
to help you find stuff.
Yep.
And I'll
no,
use
So that's good
Haggler
for finding
for
water
whoever.
too.
And Haggler.
So
You're gonna.
Or
Okay.
whoever gives you trouble.
Okay.
This is really good.
I
love
want this. You're going to haggle these people into taking rations because they
Whoever
are
is
used to
resistant.
having full.
No, anyone who resists giving them up. Yeah.
And you will have a
Clever.
+1 because of the store supplies that these
Yeah,
mice are
so I got
taking
10
with them
dice.
from Root Hollow.
10 dice total.
4 successes is all I need.
10
I got
dice.
that.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
I mean, yeah, we did good. Yes, Moira.
Excellent. So I imagine that, like, because they're near a root wallow or a willow tree, and this is a part of the mouse territories where a lot of squirrels live, there are lots of caches that squirrels have forgotten to get from winter. So you're able to find little buried nuts here and there, and that's very helpful for giving everyone something to snack on. so nobody's complaining too much. And as you're doing this, Samson is he's doing the harder job of trying to make sure everyone stays in formation and all that stuff. But then something happens. Yara, you see sort of you're hearing what you're hearing right now. You're hearing beautiful sing-song voices in the air. Spring certainly has begun. It's beautiful. It's delightful. And then you see something fluttering from branch to branch above you and these. Now they're refugees, essentially.
I don't like it.
You see that there is a bird.
Uh-oh.
It's a little larger than a mouse. And you mistake it for one of those birds that are singing so beautifully. Because you see its upper beak has a slight downturn to it, where it becomes a deadly hook. And you feel your heart beat as you realize this is Shrike. And you see Samson's face go still, and you see his expression go cold as he follows your gaze. And he pauses, and he remains standing in horror as he gazes up to this bird of prey, deceptively so. This will be conflict.
All right.
The twist is that you have been discovered by a Shrike, and it is an evil demon of nature. Do not Google Shrike, please, or at least be careful when Googling Shrike, because it is literally a demon of nature.
I'm looking it up.
It does
Can't
eat mice.
tell me that.
No, Emma, because it catches its prey, and then very often sticks them on thorns or branches. Keep them for later.
It's like the Vlad of the Impaler of birds. But little bitty
Yeah,
ones.
it's Vlad Impaler.
Imagine a cute, fluffy buddy impaling things on a wall.
Yeah, it looks really cute, and then you swipe and see that it's killed another bird by impaling it on barbed wire. What the heck is this?
Yeah. So this is yeah, and Kiara, you see that Samson is doubly more disturbed than you would expect a patrol leader to be, and he begins shouting to the mice of Root Wallow to move faster. And we are going to have conflict. This is going to be basically, here's what you guys have a choice. You can make this a fight animal conflict, or you can make it a chase conflict. Try to fight off the Shrike from making away with several of these mice, particularly the smaller ones who are slower.
Oh,
And
I know we have some stand and fight types. So my
I was gonna.
my vote would be don't, but that's just my vote. So
Yeah, I get it. I want to.
Now-
My feel is which is going to be quicker, because I feel like time is key. If there's a lot of us who are slow,
Yeah.
it might be.
Is there any
quicker
way we
for
can
us.
No,
Sure.
you're gonna.
For the chase, can we
Oh, go ahead.
distract them and make them chase us as opposed to chasing the caravan? Or is it's going to chase the caravan?
It's going to chase the carrot.
Okay. Yeah.
You would have to if you want to directly draw its
I'd be down to
attention.
see-
That means getting into a fight with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
puts you guys at risk, but it keeps the other mice out of harm's way.
Yeah, Courage's instinct is to stand and fight, but again, he will default to the group. So whichever we think is best.
Well, I think if it's going to catch the convoy either way, then we should definitely stay. Like, not that my belief is that everything can be done without violence, but that's,
Now, I will remind you guys, not everyone has to enter a conflict. We can choose which mice will be a part of this conflict. The rest of you can sit out and help Samson.
I think Moira would be trying to lead the convoy a little quicker, or like that kind of stuff. She probably wouldn't be involved in the fight if there's a fight.
Okay.
Courage probably.
Yeah, that makes
try
sense.
And fight.
Kira's gonna fight.
Very well.
Yeah.
Moira, unfortunately, that means you will be mostly out of this engagement, but
That's fine.
I will.
Is there anything we can do
But
now to
this-
help
this-
Moira later on?
No. Start this conflict. So here's what I need
Oh,
from
gosh.
all of you. Conflicts are going to be a little more different than you have done combat before. Here's what's going to happen. And I'm going to give you a idea on how this works by letting the strike go first. So the strike is going to make its disposition roll. That means we're going to get our HP for the fight. We're going to see how long we can survive. So the strike makes 1, 2, 3. So the strike's nature is 6. Animals, they do everything with their nature.
Oh.
So I'm going to take those 3 successes I have and add it to the strike's nature, which is 6, so that equals 9. The strike has 9 disposition. I now require you mice to use your fight or hunter to get a disposition. Oh wait, actually, let me start this again. So we have to figure out disposition, which is the hit points of our conflict. I need one of you to roll either hunter or fighter, get helping dice, and then your character will add the successes to your health or nature.
Okay. I have fighter 2.
I have fighter 3.
Okay.
3.
Okay, you guys should do it.
I have health
So-
of 5. Will?
I have
Me too.
health of 6.
Evens out.
But it doesn't
okay,
matter how
scissors?
much.
Actually, I rolled last. You roll, Will. We'll help you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
I also have
because it doesn't matter what our
Yeah.
base health is. It doesn't matter that we have 3 fighter dice.
yeah,
rather
I
than
also have
2.
defender trait, so it would make sense for Heathcliff to go and do dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you also are hungry and thirsty, right?
Nope.
Oh,
I am.
no? Who's hungry?
I barely.
You
I'm
are.
hungry
You're
You're
gonna
gonna
get
and
all the stuff.
So.
Yep. -1 disposition in any conflict. So
Cool.
this is where conditions
Good.
come up. Conditions
I'm
impact
really not
conflicts.
doing well this game. My
So I need to
nature,
ask, what weapons are you guys using for this fight? What weapons do you have?
Sword.
Kiara has
I
a
have
bow.
I think
I have a spear.
Okay, bow, spear, sword. Let me make sure I have those at the ready. Who's rolling your disposition?
Okay, Will is going to.
Nice.
Can I
I'll
pass
give it-
around
So,
really quickly some good gauntlet and some armor and help you with my armor?
nope,
No, I can't.
sadly
Can I
not.
help?
'Cause you guys don't have armor, right? You can
I
help, but not with armor.
Okay, then
I have armor.
You can help with fighter.
yeah, I've got
Yeah,
I
each
have
of you
light
can help with fighter.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you have
I'll-
5 dice, correct?
So I have 5 health. I need to add that. I
So that
need to
means
roll
that
1
no
dice
matter
per health.
what, you're gonna no, you're going to be rolling your skill. Yeah, you'll be rolling your skill and then adding the successes to your health. You have 2 helping dice, and
I
you
roll
want to use any
like-
traits as well.
Correct. I will look at my thing, and I will add Defender to it because it seems like a Defender type of trait thing. And can I add Wises to this roll? No, you know what? No, never mind. Even if I could.
I have a house rule. I sort of have a house rule that you can for some cases. What is your wise?
It would be Guard Mouse.
Guard mouse wise. How would you be using that wise? What is this knowledge you possess?
Formations.
If it was striker
Tactics.
wise, most certainly. Tactics?
Formations and tactics.
Hmm.
That would really go into.
I feel like if you're going to do that, then we're going to establish that guard mice are sort of like the infantry mice against these conflicts. So if you have any failed dice, I'm going to let you re-roll if you spend a fate point or persona.
No, I think I'll leave the Wise out, and I'll just add the 2 helping dice plus my Defender dice plus my 3 fighters, so that's 6 dice.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
So that's 6 dice.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. Feels good. Explode the 6.
All right. You could explode the 6.
Uh,
I'm not forcing you to.
yeah. That's not a good place to start. Yeah. I'll spend my last fate points.
Oh.
Nope.
Cool. Cool.
All right.
So that is a total of health 6.
So we add 6 to our
This
health.
is not. No, that's the total. 6. That's it. So you guys
Cool.
have 6 disposition. The strike has 9. Here's what I need next, and I'm trying to get you guys some helpful things to grant you aid in this most dire moment. All right, so
I do
get
have
on
a
Twitter
question.
and
So with our health on our sheet, what does that mean then if our disposition is always changing?
oh, because you're all a part of a team. You're all on the same team, and Will is leading you into this conflict.
Okay.
So that means all of you are going to be sharing the same disposition.
Okay. So
Okay.
The
So
person
just
with the highest
imagine
health.
all of you are like, oh, sorry?
oh no. I just got confused. It's okay. I get it.
Okay. And now we
Squad.
begin the conflict. So here's what I need from you guys. I need you guys to think of a goal. You have to think of something you definitely want out of this fight, whether it is to drive the strike away or to ensure that all of the mice that are running get away. The strike's goal is to make off with something I can keep as a snack for later.
Cool. I think we should try and protect all the mice that are running away. Or at least
Yeah,
that's what courage. Yeah.
I would
Mm.
like it to leave
Very well.
empty-handed.
Yeah.
So this is a question. So we are. This is the player choice because we know what the Shrike wants. So we are the ones that
It wants
need to choose
food!
tactically what's better as players, not as mice. So it would be-
Or as mice, because...
Mm.
Oh, go ahead.
Because what Emma said is from Courage's perspective to protect the mice, but my option would be if it's going after the mice, it will leave openings for us to take it down or to drive it away. So
I think
really
that
depends
will
on the approach.
reflect in that will reflect in what you choose as your actions for the conflict.
Yeah,
Because I'm going to get to that very
tactics
soon.
and goal.
Like, this is the overall, like, what we want at the end of this if you win. If you win, this will happen. That is your goal.
Ah, okay, got it. Yeah, I agree with Emma then. Protect the mice, protect the people. Mouse
Very
folk.
well. And
Cool.
so here's what I'm going to do. Will, your spear... Oh, wait. Elf, bear with me as I guide them through conflicts.
Oh, don't even worry about it. I'm good. I'm listening. I'm gonna.
Hey,
learn
friends.
the system.
All right, everyone. If you look at the things I gave you, you see the first one is a table that describes attack, defend, feint, and maneuver. Here's how the game works in conflicts. Each volley, which is basically a turn, each team chooses 3 actions. These actions can be attack, defend, feint, or maneuver. So, each of these actions does something particular, but here's what you need to win the conflict. You need to reduce your opponent's disposition to 0. The conflict does not end until someone goes to 0.
Cool.
Here's what that really... Yeah, so here's how it works. If you attack, you are bringing that... You're basically rolling your skill dice, plus helping dice, to bring down your opponent's disposition. If you want to defend, that means you're trying to block an incoming attack and recover your own disposition. So you would roll your skill dice and your successes would regain disposition. Feint is very special. If you play feint against a defend, you get through their defense and you basically do straight up damage. They don't get to recover, they don't get to block, but if you play feint against an attack, then they are able to sort of take advantage of your attempted feint and do damage straight to you. Maneuver allows you to spend your successes on essentially like aiding your friends. If you spend 1 success, your opponent gets a -1 dice on their next roll. If you spend 2 successes, your opponent, or you can give 2 dice, the next action in the conflict for your team, or you can disarm your opponent with one of their weapons for 3 successes. So that is essentially how the conflict is going to work. Each of you is going to choose an action, a single action, for your character to do during the volley, and then you will play that action against the Shrike's volley. Now, there are 3 actions per volley. So this is perfect, because there's 3 of you. So each of you gets 1 action per volley. So here's how it would work. Let's imagine the Shrike tries to attack as its first action. Then it's going to attack again. And then it's going to feint. That means it's going to attack against the first mouse, which is one of you. It's going to attack against the second mouse, which is one of you. And then it will feint against the last mouse. So you just have to like imagine what the Shrike is going to do in this situation and what action you need to play against it. Your weapons. I need to make sure each of you know how your weapon... Kiara, your bow has +2 dice to maneuver. So whenever you take the maneuver action, you get +2. Courage. You get to choose what sword is good at. If you want your sword to be good at attack, defense, or maneuver, you have to tell me now before you guys say, let's begin the conflict. You get to which one you are going to specialize in for the volley. So you have to basically get +1d in the action you choose. Will, Heathcliff's...
Okay.
You good?
Yeah, I'm just... I was going to tell you which one I chose, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. Heathcliff's spear gets +1d in defense, and you get an automatic +1 success on feint. So, I have already chosen the Shrike's actions. You do not know what they are, and now is the time for you to decide what actions you will choose. you can choose who goes first, who goes second, and who goes last. You. Just remember you're going to be using fight or hunter for this conflict.
Well, I think with that thing plus 2 dice, I'm gonna win.
Also, I am going to go to the... I really have to.
That's okay.
We'll be right back.
Should we decide who goes first? Try and figure out some kind of tactic. Because this thing can fly, which means I'm probably only going to be any good when it's on the ground, so maybe I shouldn't go first.
I mean, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys have like reach weapons and ranged weapons, so maybe Kira or Will, whoever you guys think's got more chance of bringing this thing down to the ground.
I think that would be Kira.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
But also what it has to do is, what do we think a bird is going to do first when it sees prey?
Attack.
I think it's gonna try and grab one of us or someone from the caravan.
I don't know, we're a large number. I would say it would maneuver first to find the weakest of the mice. Then it would probably attack. Maybe.
Okay, so
bird first.
So for maneuver, it's going to put itself in a more advantageous position. So we should try and... How can we counteract that? I feel like we need 4.
So if it would make sense to me that it would first maneuver to position itself to find the weaker mice, then that would be against a feint, which is my thing.
So do you want to go
supposedly
first?
I would think so if my assumptions on bird nature are correct. If I'm wrong, then no, of course.
No, but I think you're right. That does make sense. It would want to move to find the weakest thing and then go for an attack. So
that's the theory for.
Okay. So do you want to go first with a
I'll go
feint?
second.
Yeah, with...
If you're both okay,
Maybe?
then I will go first with a feint, assuming that the Shrike will try to maneuver to find a position first. Then it would be up to you two who goes next.
Range is probably still better at this point.
Yeah.
So
second position.
Yeah. Do you want to try and defend or attack? Or any of the other options? Oh, pretty good.
I think defend makes the most sense because either I'm defending the caravan or I'm defending Heathcliff. Either way.
Yeah.
With the rain.
Okay. Then I'll go last and I can try and attack it, hoping that it's on the ground by then. And I can make my sword the attack thing.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Okay.
All right. Alrighty then.
Go.
Are we ready to begin? What is
yes.
your first action?
Feint.
Because I chose maneuver.
Oh, we did it!
Paint! Ooh!
Yay!
All right.
Yes, well.
Interesting. Now, these are independent of each other, so you'll be able to do straight-up damage while the Shrike will its maneuver to set up its next action. All right. What is your fighter or hunter?
My fighter is 3. Yep, my fighter is 3. You were telling me when you were telling me about the spear that it has an automatic success on feint, if I remember correctly.
It does. It does indeed.
And it has +1 defense, but I didn't choose defense. So I have 3 fighter.
All right, and you have 2 mice in this conflict that are helping you, so go ahead and add 2 dice to that as well.
So that's 5 dice with 1 extra automatic success.
Okay, and the Shrike has very good wings, so it gets a +1 D to its maneuver. I have rolled 1, 2, 3 dice. That's 3 successes. What did you get, sir?
I got 3 successes plus an automatic, so 4.
Yes.
Want to spend a fate point and re-roll those 6s?
I would love to, but I used it, so no.
Oh, do you have any left?
Nope.
No! Oh my gosh! Usually, oh, that's sad. Usually those come in parcels. So you got 4 successes, correct?
Yep.
All right,
Unless
so
it gives the
here's
person away
what
for
I imagine
something.
happened.
That's it.
Okay, so here's what I imagine happens. The Shrike begins to circle and hop from branch to branch, trying to find the best way to come down and snatch one of these traveling mice that have been hidden beneath these outfits and this painted bark that is given them. Moira, you see it sort of leering down at you from below, seemingly intent on dropping down at some point. Before Samson just grabs you by the cloak and tries to rush you to some cover. Samson, you notice, is shivering. He is trembling. There's something about this Shrike that is making him basically die for cover. Heathcliff, it comes down an instant later, and your spear... Go ahead and tell me what happens.
I notice it's moving around, and I notice that it's getting closer and closer to the weaker mice in one of the carts, and I start to position myself parallel to it, but not looking at it directly, like I don't know where it is. And when it starts to swoop down, I turn and I stab.
Stab, and it
Ew, yeah.
finds its mark, burying into the soft and beautiful plumage of this bird. But as your spear sinks deeply into it, you find that the bird flaps its wings and it spends its 3 successes on maneuver to fly off with your spear inside it. And it disarms you. You no longer have your spear.
Okay.
And there, it's time for the second action.
That would be me.
I am attacking.
I'm
Oh, you
defending.
chose defend.
I did.
Oh, okay, so unfortunately, this Shrike has a hooked beak, which is a weapon that grants it +1 success to attack.
That's okay. I have a bow.
So,
I have +2 dice to...
Wait, do
Huh? It was 2
yeah,
dice to
bows get plus maneuver, yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and roll 66
Oh,
and add a success to whatever it gets. 3, okay. Alright, so depending on how well you do, you might come off lucky. You're getting 2 helping dice. Do you want to use any traits to help you as well?
Yeah, sure. We'll use steady paw. I am calm, cool, and collected as I. There's 1, 2.
Oh my lord.
5,
oh
6.
yes.
6 successes.
Hells yeah.
Right, so it starts to flap wildly, letting out pained, but awfully pretty sounds of pain. Samson, your spear goes. Heathcliff, your spear eventually falls out of its place where you struck it, and it dives down to get you. And that is when. Go ahead and take the narration from there, as this Shrike dives down once again to the spearless Heathcliff Moss. Kira.
You see Kira standing, arms steady as she sights down her arrow, and it flies and goes straight into the Shrike's eye.
Yeah.
and it collapses onto the ground, utterly horrified at this turn of events. And
Oh no, I was on
and then it uses this moment, now that it is owned, to faint.
Oh,
What do you do, Courage?
cool. I attack. Oh no.
And
that's
that
not good,
means
is it?
I cannot do anything. What was your action of choice for this 1D? For your sword?
So I chose attack with my sword, and I'm gonna
Okay,
attack.
so you'll be rolling... So what's your fighter?
Plus, its fighter is 2.
Okay, so +2.
And then what bonus do I get with my sword then? I chose attack.
Your sword. Unfortunately, you chose attack, so none.
Oh, okay. I thought that was. Then. Ooh, how can I get this up higher a bit more? Because I already used determined before. I don't know if I'm allowed to use it again. For this.
Unfortunately,
my trait.
no.
No.
It's once per session
Okay.
for traits. Yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
Feels good.
Can we give
I can
you
use my
Can we give her helping dice?
I have fate point.
Yeah, you.
Point.
Those are used after a roll for 6s.
Okay. Or persona. I have 1 left.
You could spend that to add 1 dice or tap your nature again.
Ugh, my nature's already 3. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll tap my nature again and add 3 dice. Then I'll have 5, right?
So your nature is going to be reduced to 2, and
Not real
you'll
bad.
be adding 3 dice to this roll. But hey, the Shrike was fainting, so it doesn't get to do anything to defend itself.
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna roll 5d6.
All right, go right ahead.
Best I can do. So 2 successes.
All right, that's 2. Takes this opportunity, as it is wounded and on the ground, to sort of roll over, and it begins hopping in a maddened frenzy towards you, Courage. What do you do?
Ah. Okay, wait. So hang on. With those 2 successes, does that mean it loses 2 hit points? Is that how that works?
That's right.
Okay.
Indeed.
So, and now that it's coming for me, even though I've already done my action, am I allowed to do something else in response?
No, this is you.
Yeah, go ahead and
narrating
describe.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
Like its talons
I
are
can't-
outstretched, grasping for you.
Okay, I pull out my needle, and I'm gonna run forward, and I'm like, no, you won't hurt anyone else. Stab it. A bunch.
Right.
Samson, I'll protect
And
you,
you
'cause
take
you're my good friend.
Oh my goodness. And from there, you drive your blade into it. You're faint, it off guard, but did not expect such a small mouse to pack such a punch. And it flaps away, trying to gain some distance as it begins to reassess what it must do in order to win this conflict. And that is where we will pick up on the second
power of
volley.
friendship.
All right, guys, second volley. I have chosen my actions. What will you do? You guys you're still at max. The Shrike is down to 3 out of 9.
3? Ooh, okay.
So we have a wounded animal who's probably hungry. We just hurt it really, really badly. But it doesn't
Real
show
bad.
much signs of leaving.
Not yet.
Make a
Definitely
plot.
wants
You
to
don't
leave with
leave
something.
stuff to come
Yeah.
after you.
Oh yeah,
later.
he's gone.
Keep in mind also that the conflict is not the HP of the animal. When you get it to 0, it doesn't die. The conflict is just over. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
one of those things.
Yeah,
right?
I was
Depending on
thinking about
depending on how much conflict each party loses, sort of tells us what happens at the end of it.
Cool. Okay,
I would
think
guess.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Emma.
Oh no, I was just going to say, I think it's going to be kind of panicked, so it might just lash out. So maybe we should try going on the defense a bit. But what do you think?
I think
That makes
defend,
sense.
maneuver, attack.
I mean, that worked pretty well. You think defend, maneuver, and then attack?
Yeah. Because I think I was going to
Okay.
try and attack first. We're going to want to defend against that.
Hurt, angry. Yeah, it would probably lash out
Okay.
first. That will make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do that.
So first we defend.
And the second?
That's Kira.
Yep.
So after he attacks, what's he going to do? Probably attack again.
Yeah.
Try and get what he wants. And then the third one is probably going to be maneuver to get out.
Yeah.
So defend, attack.
Yeah. That could be a good idea.
Okay, so who defends first, who defends second, who attacks third?
So I'm a little bit confused about how my sword works. So it's just
You
fighting
chose
two and then
attack?
whatever I can add to it. Yeah.
And 2 helping dice. And
Okay, yeah, so
you chose attack as the action that your sword was specialized in. So that's
Yeah.
it'll be attack. Unless you want to change it for this volley.
No, I think I'm gonna. Unless you guys want me to do something else, then I can go last again and attack.
Oh wait, actually it sticks. It stays for the remainder of the
Yeah.
conflict. My bad.
Okay, then that's fine. It's fine. And I'll just I can go last again.
Okay.
So let's do a repeat.
Right.
I defend, then Kira defends, then Courage attacks.
Very well.
Sound good to everybody?
So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Let us
Sure.
begin the second volley.
Come at me, bro.
I chose feint.
Okay.
So that means you guys are caught completely off guard as the Shrike redoubles its efforts. It appears to be retreating at first until it notices Heathcliff. You go to retrieve your spear, and it dives a second later. Its talons outstretched as it... Let's see how much damage it will do.
No.
It also
let's
gets
not.
one success. Oh wait, no, it gets a plus 1d, so I need to roll another.
Only one.
Well, you were able to dive away just as the
Hell yeah.
talons begin to dig into you. You folks only take 1 damage, so
Hey,
it is
Cliff,
5 to
no.
3 currently. Yeah. It's got you like pinned. Its talons trying to like rip you into its grasp until we come to Kiara. Defend, right?
Yep.
Back.
Alright.
All right.
Okay,
Let us
okay, we're good to go.
begin. All right. So I have a hooked beak, so I'll get a plus 1 success on this. Oh. So that's 5 successes.
Oh my god!
1, 2, 3.
Ooh.
Sorry, can I ask you a question? Does this
Okay.
HP thing, is that individual? Or is that for a group?
It is the entire team.
Cool, because I have a minus
So
1.
and remember,
So that's
minus
all of
1
it
to
gone.
what? Oh yeah, we already did that.
Yeah. So I've got
We
like
did that at
0.
the top of the conflict. Oh no! This is for everybody.
Okay, cool.
So it's not your health; it's the leader's health that started this whole thing. So that's 3 versus 5. Yeah.
But I can... Do I want to try to explode that?
So you take 2 more damage, I think. So that's 3 to 3, right?
Yeah.
We're tied. Okay. So here's what I imagine happens. Kiara, you see the Shrike on top of Heathcliff, trying to take off with him, essentially, until you're able to, what? How do you drive it away?
I fire another like arrow right into its wing, or into its foot, to make it let go of Heathcliff.
Somewhere. Yeah, so I imagine that you're just like trying to like rush towards it, and your arrows seemingly, although they're deadly, it's still a big bird. It seems to be tanking them readily, and it is driven back, stumbling into the crowd.
No.
And the people scream and shout as the Shrike begins to turn its efforts away from you all and attacking the mice.
I chose attack. What do I do? What does that mean?
Unfortunately, this means we both just do damage to each other. There's nothing that can stop it.
Okay.
You just have to pray that it doesn't get any successes for this. So what are you rolling? You got 1 dice from your sword, 2 dice from your helping dice.
So, I rolled 1 less than I should have last turn, but that's okay. So I have 3, and sorry, my nature is now 2.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, this could end it. This could end it right here.
Yep, fighter or hunter.
We could. Sorry?
I was saying fighter. Or
Fighter.
hunter.
I'm using 2 fighter.
Okay.
I got 1 for the swords. I've got 3.
2 helping dice.
Can I? Right. Okay. Can I use a wise?
What wise?
Legend of the Guard wise, as I recall my older brother, who was injured as a guard's mouse, and his bravery as he tried his best to always protect people, and how I'm living his legacy because he can't live it anymore. So, can I add that to make it 4?
You cannot help yourself with your own wises or skills, but you can re-roll dice at the end of your turn once you roll. So how many dice are you rolling?
I've only got 3. Unless I take...
Plus,
no, I don't. I
you
can't do
have-
another nature. I can't do another nature.
No. Emma, you have your 2 fighter, and then your 2 helping dice, and then your 1 sword. Remember? So you're rolling 5 dice.
Okay, oh yeah, because you guys are here too. Okay, feels better now.
Yeah, they're helping you.
Hell yeah.
You're gonna leave me on your own.
I'll go ahead and roll. I'm ready.
Alright, I'm rolling.
Oh no!
No, you motherfucker! No, don't do it.
Okay, so the Shrike gets...
Can I...
Fortitude.
The Shrike gets... Oh my god. Okay, so the Shrike gets 5 successes. And you only get 2.
Oh, I get an automatic 1.
Oh no.
Nice.
Yeah, it gets an automatic 1 because it has a hooked beak as a weapon. Okay, so this means...
Is there anything I can do?
So do you have persona points or fate points?
I have 3 fate points. No
You
persona
can use
points
your
left.
Legends of the Guard Rise. You can use your...
Okay.
You have no persona points left?
No. I've got 2 nature
Okay,
now.
so this comes down... Courage, you have 1 chance to save this this train of refugees from devastation, essentially. Here's what we can do. You spend a fate point to tap your Legend of the Guard Wise to re-roll
I
1
wanna do
failed dice. Here's the thing. If
I wanna-
you fail, that means the shrines, and I get to basically go. It gets to have a buffet essentially.
Wait, so hang on. If I choose to do this and it fails, then it's buffet time. But if I don't do this,
Then you fail
buffet
automatically. Like you guys have
Cool.
lost.
so I have to do this essentially.
You just have to
I don't
roll
wanna
1
roll
dice
it.
and pray.
Ah! What happened? I can't see it. No!
Oh no!
No! Oh, this is the worst thing ever! Oh no! Courage failed.
Okay,
Oh,
so here's what I got for you.
guys. No, I don't want to
Here's
hear it. No.
So in
please
Mouse
don't
Guard,
risk.
in Mouse Guard, something called this is the resolution mechanics. You guys
Don't do
were
this.
able to bring it. You guys were able to bring it down to 1.
No,
It literally
not
had
Saber.
1 left. It had 1 left. So this means that the bird has to give you some sort of part of your goal. So here's what we can do. Oh my god.
Take me instead. Don't take them.
So your goal was to protect the mice, right?
Yeah.
That was the goal of the conflict, to protect the mice. And the next goal was to get snacks, simply. So we have to give the bird has to give you a compromise because you took it down so low. So this is a major compromise. Here's what it says: if the winner's disposition is reduced to a few points, they have won a narrow victory indeed. So the loser nearly accomplishes their goal, but they are thwarted in the end. What would that look like, and what new twists could be introduced because of this victory on the Shrike's part? So what I feel like will happen, all of you are going to get this, I'm dead certain. So I will do this. You're going to lose some mice from
No.
Hollow in this fight. It's able to rebuff all of you, and they are going to lose many of their mice.
No.
They are also going to hold against you and the guard for a long time.
No. No. Don't do this. Is there anything
you will
we can
all
do?
be tired. Yes.
Okay.
There can be one hero who can stop this from happening, and that is Samson.
Oh,
Samson
no.
is
No.
How does it get worse? It
Samson.
just keeps getting worse.
Samson wears this cloak, and he took his oath. Moira, you see Samson watch this battle, and you finally see this. He's paralyzed, and you've been hunkered down, and you see his ears drooping as he realizes what he's done, what he has put his patrol under, that he has chosen to hide rather than. He has allowed his nature to dictate what parts of his oath he will obey. And he draws his sword, looks to you, Moira, and says, "You need to take care of them.
I'm gonna do my
You
best.
need to guide them to Rock Haven.
I'm
All right?"
doing it. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. And
No.
with that, he claps you on the shoulder, Moira, and says, No, he doesn't say anything else. That's all he says. As he charges the Shrike. The Shrike, in the meantime, has been going to town. Courage,
No!
your sword, it can't find purchase. The Shrike seems to be eager for its fillings of prey this spring, and your sword merely glances off of its wings as it begins to claw and rip its hooked beak into various mice, young and old, in between.
No. Stop it.
There are screams, there is fur, feathers, and blood, until Samson charges, running with his blade in his fist, stabbing into the Shrike's side, and that is when it begins to screech and flap its wings desperately. Moira, and the rest of you, this is essentially the trade I will offer you. I will allow the mice of Root Wallow to get out of this without any of them dying and being carried off to be food for this Shrike. But it will take Samson instead. And the people of Root Wallow will still have enmity for this. But none of them will die.
It's what sounds like what I wanted.
Guys, you know what the worst thing is? It's because none of these Root Wallow mice have names. I'm just like, let them die. Let's keep Samson because I love him. But, no, we can't.
No, it's our goal. We promised to protect
Also,
them.
what do you
and-
mean? What do you mean for when you say they'll have enmity? What is that? What do you? What?
They're essentially gonna hold it against you because many of them
They're
are
gonna hold
only
us.
doing this because
They're gonna hold it against us
Yes,
that our
because
heroic
they-
leader sacrificed his life. How does that work?
No, but Samson is
If
currently
No, no, no,
lived,
no,
I don't
no.
see how that makes any sense.
I can actually roleplay this afterwards if you want, and you will learn why they will hold this against you.
Okay.
Wait, but can't
These are imperfect mice.
encourage help at all?
No,
No.
it's over.
The roll has already been
If-
lost.
if
It's
you
already
guys-
done.
Yeah, the
That's
conflict is already lost, and if you guys are okay with Samson's sacrifice, he will do it.
I'm not
Courage
okay
can't
with
watch.
it, but
What do we gain from it?
It's-
If he sacrifices himself,
You-
how is that better for us than if we just let all the mice die? Like, what's the
it will
trade-off
impact
here?
The trade-off is essentially what will happen as you enter Lockhaven. It will sort of set the stakes of the player's turn.
One mouse will die, or a whole bunch of mice will die. Now it's Courage's fault that one has to die, even though it shouldn't be any. Bad times, but if we look at it objectively based on numbers without thinking about how much Courage loves and treasures friendship with Samson, it makes more sense that we try and save as many as we can. Even if it means saying sayonara to our best friend.
Although I am,
I mean, as much as I
Oh,
hate
Kiara, I'm Comcast, right?
No, my insurance company has my car, and they were calling, and so I need to take a call fast. It's fine.
Gotcha.
As much as I
Actually,
hate
no.
the
Actually, no. No. I have another option for you guys.
Oh, yay!
This
Okay.
creates a twist. This creates a twist. The twist is Samson is carried off by the Shrike instead of the mini mice who are going to be hurt by the Shrike. It will not say he dies. It just says he is carried off by the Shrike. And that sets up your player's turn, essentially.
We could make it. Wait, because then we can make it our goal to find Samson. Because there's no way he's letting this Shrike kill him. There's no way. He could beat
It's
it. He's
too
got
tough for
one
that.
point
Yeah,
there.
I think that's how I will word it. Because I'm going to say he will be taken by the Shrike, and if you leave him be, he will probably die.
But we could go and try and help him later, potentially.
how
Yes.
far did we make it
Yes.
into
I'm
luck?
going to say you guys. I'm going to say this. You already spent the majority of your journey, so I'm going to say you're about like 3/4 of the way to Lockhaven.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
Okay, I think we have to stick to our original goal and save mice of Root Hollow.
I mean, it sucks, but
I know.
I agree.
Another option.
Yeah,
And
momentarily
what's the
sacrifice
other
Samson.
option? We sacrifice like all these mice to save one? Yeah, sorry. Needs the bidding.
Okay, I think we have to
Yeah.
sacrifice.
Save the
Samson.
mice. Samson gets taken. We drop them off or get them within eyesight of Lockhaven.
Yeah.
Then we spread the word and we turn back around and hunt the damn Shrike.
Yeah. We become like we're on the vengeance.
The hunter becomes the hunted.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And with that, you can choose whether you get a pass or fail in this conflict. Conflicts allow you to choose which one of those you get. And that leaves us into the player's turn, where everybody has one check each. You are also all made hungry and thirsty, except for Moira. Heathcliff, you are tired now that... Or you are angry instead. You're
No.
angry.
If we're already
already have
hungry and
hungry and
thirsty,
thirsty.
stack.
That
It
means you
doesn't-
get another condition instead.
Okay, great. Can I be angry too because I won my best friend?
Sure. Allow it.
Oh no, okay. Yeah, sure.
All right. Player's turn. What do you guys do now? I imagine you'll be able to escort the mice of Root
Yeah,
Wallow
I was going
into
to say-
Lockhaven.
If there's anything needed to do for getting the mice to Lockhaven, then that's what I was told to do. So that's probably what I would do.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's like we need to roll for that or what. So
I don't think you should have to roll for that. I think it's just going to be like you guys arrive at the gates of Lockhaven with basically the entire town of Root Wallow, and several guards mice come out to essentially inspect what has happened and why this whole town of Root Wallow is coming here. And I'm going to sort of say that the mice that were sent from Appleloft to bring word of the bear got here slightly before you guys, so there has been probably like half a day of, oh boy, there's a bear. So here's what I'll do. The gates open, and you see that Lockhaven is in a flurry of preparation. There are several patrols and caravans being prepared, and a guard captain approaches you, Moira, and he wears a orange cloak. He has a black fur, and he approaches and says, "Is this name and rank?" He says very officially.
Moira, the guard mouse with Samson's patrol. So I've got news about that. We have the entire population of the town of that I can't remember the name of here.
Root Wallow.
That one. Because there's a bear. There's a bear walking through our territory, and we thought that it was headed for Root Wallow next, and we didn't want the whole town to get crushed like Appleloft did. So we brought him here.
He grimaces and, well, at the bear part, and he says, "All right, Captain Roderick, you made it here safely." "Well, I suppose we'll have to... Right, if you would come enter the courtyard." And he motion for other patrol mice to begin handling the situation. And he says, "This should probably be set up in a report. Would you and your patrol come? You need to get the situation reported. You want a full story about what happened in Apple."
Yep. That was the plan.
Okay.
All right, and Moira, you are. I imagine. What are the rest of you doing?
do we have a time limit on how long we have to save Samson, or do we have no idea?
Maybe. You don't know.
Kara's probably making sure, like, we got all the kids, they're getting settled. Hey, here's some, finding the quartermaster. Like, hey, we've got this group, they need some food, we've been traveling for days.
Right.
So getting, like, the refugees settled, mostly, before getting it packed and getting ready to head back out herself.
And Lockhaven is it had a fairly stable winter. It has supplies to sort of help stabilize the situation. Room is another thing. There might not be a lot of places to keep all these people, but that is not your concern right now. Your patrol has done your mission. Guard Captain Ardrick approaches the rest of you and says, "You're Samson's patrol, yes?"
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Guardmouse Moira reported in. I would like the rest of you to follow me to Gwendolyn's office. We need to get a report in, figure out what to do next about the situation.
Sir, we need... basically...
And he watches the Cinder Paw.
And he's my best friend, and he's gone, and I think we should still go.
Stop.
No.
There's no
Samson
crime in the
was
house.
taken on the way here by
I
Shrike.
could go and get him still.
Shrike.
Sir, yes, sir. We attacked by a shrike.
No, but we could still go and save him.
Shrike.
It's not the time for the crying and the emotional part of this. We'll get to that in a second. We gotta report back. We gotta get our proper orders. We gotta know where we're going and what we're supposed to be doing. And if that is to go and save Samson, then great. But this isn't where we cry about it. Not helpful.
Orders, many
Okay.
orders.
We need Sam.
She is correct. This is a tragedy. We lose mice from time to time, but I think the matriarch takes precedence. You should report to her. You should tell us what to do, alright? You should take heart. Still tend to, says, trying to encourage courage.
Okay.
And, yeah, he will order all of you to Gwendolyn's office, where you will be seated, and he takes a stance, sort of a salutary readiness to Gwendolyn. As you see, the map in Gwendolyn's office has changed radically, and many of its pieces are focused down towards Appleloft's region, as well as Lockhaven. And she looks very hairy, saying, "All right, let's get an idea of what's been happening. What's the status of this bear?" And Root, although I've heard they practically burst through the gates.
So, like, basically, there was this bear, and it attacked Appleloft, and it looked like it was going to Root Wallow. So we went to Root Wallow and made them come with us, and then there was we brought them back here, and there was a shrike, and it attacked us all, and then Samson got taken away, but everyone else is here.
See, is the Tenderhouse report? Is that what happened?
More or less.
Yes, he.
Yes, ma'am.
Samson got carried off. We didn't see him dead, but he was definitely carried off. There's a chance he's still alive.
Did Samson say
We did wound the Shrike quite heavily.
Yeah,
Did he say anything?
there's
Did
a
he say
chance
anything?
that
He
he's
said-
lost and alone down there.
You said to get the mice here from Root Wallow. That's what he told me. So we orders and all.
yes? Was... I'm sorry, this may seem like an odd question, but did he say anything about last winter? Or this mission?
No.
Or the bear?
Well, I mean, he didn't say anything about a bear until there was a bear problem.
Let's see.
Is something wrong?
I'm giving you a new mission, and I would like it executed immediately.
Oh.
Prepare yourselves. You'll have to... I'm afraid. Mission last winter was traumatic, as you understand. His entire patrol establishing the scent board. Well, that is the question now, is it? Isn't it? That a bear has somehow slipped past the scent board. I want to know why that is, and...
I would be surprised if the chemicals in the scent border kept things as large as bears out, like weasels and so on. Definitely, but a bear is just like, it's
Huge.
it's too big to care. It could, in 5 or 6 steps, just go across our entire territory in moments. Mere moments. I'm surprised we managed to get to Root Wallow before it did, to be honest. And that it would even give a single tiny, minute shit about anything that mice were doing is astounding to me. So I'm hoping it just passes through and we can deal with the fallout of the catastrophe that we have here. I don't know what else could possibly be the case.
Well, I wanted to say one thing, is that bears do hibernate in winter. So wouldn't it be a bit strange if there was a problem with the scent border during, like, now, and maybe the bear would be, like, too slow to, like, you know, properly move around? It might still be booting back up, as they say. Maybe he's just taking his time.
This is... To my dismay, cannot answer any of these concerns of yours because, well, the situation has changed. I'm sending you off immediately once you are prepared to go. I need you to deliver a letter.
Oh.
And she reaches down and hands whoever will take it a letter. Live
Sure.
with the print of the matriarch on it. She says, I require you to go to Wolf Point. Have to rally the mice there with this letter. Find Bennett. That is the mouse you will need to deliver this.
Okay.
I'm sending a patrol to retrieve Samson, if possible.
Can we go too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Miss Moira, you have shown yourself very resilient. I would like you to do this mission in lieu of Samson. You have proven yourself quite dependable with orders. And at the very least, once you meet Bennett, he should at least be able to direct you further, all right? This is simply a letter delivery.
I mean, if you think I should, then fine. I guess. Yeah, I'll get the letter to Bennett, right? And we'll do.
This is
We'll-
also
we'll get
because I'm
the
choosing. This is also because I'm choosing someone who is clearly scared shitless of bears. I'm ordering
Any
you to travel.
sane person should be scared shitless of bears.
That's a fairly standard response, ma'am. Should we warn
Moira.
any of the towns along the path?
I am sending patrols out to do that this instant. You would be surprised at how many mice currently in my employ are trying to threaten war with a bear of all things. Imagine our victory against the weasels in 1149. Now we have a greater enemy that I clearly think we are outmatched by.
Well, like I said, this isn't an enemy, it's a natural disaster. There's nothing we can do against a bear. It's not possible.
There is
it not
one thing we
possible?
can do. There is a possibility, but it requires. And she looks very concerned for a moment, and she says, Captain Roderick, would you ensure that they are prepared? Make sure their beetles are refreshed, and they are given new ones. They will need pieces. I'm not one to do beetle duty. This is a favor. I think you would. I need privacy, please. Looks very offended at this and decides to leave. Pausing a moment and saying, before he closes the door, if there is no other option, then we have to do something against this bear. True, natural disaster. But I've yet to meet a natural disaster that leads. You'd be surprised what mice can do. And he closes the door.
The only possible way I can think of defeating a bear is to let it come to Lockhaven, destroy everything. If we poisoned all the honey in all of Lockhaven, maybe it would die. That is it. That's the only thing I can think of.
I think you need to have more of a can-do attitude.
I think you need to face reality! You cannot fight a bear with your pointy little stick. It will not work. It's never going to work. Even if we had 1,000 pointy little sticks, it still wouldn't work.
Not a needle. Sorry, couldn't help it.
We'll deliver the letter to Bennett. We'll get it done. Whatever is next, I don't know. I'm sure you're working on it.
Yeah.
I am. I'm just. You need to keep in mind for what I have planned next, because if my plan does not go through, then secrecy is paramount. Understood? I mean it.
I turn to the
That
matriarch
letter is
and I
enough
say,
for your
I believe
eyes.
in you.
Thank you. She is pleased and says, I trust all of you to perform this duty. Just be certain that I know what's best. Alright? You are dismissed if there are no other questions.
Right. We'll get going immediately.
Take heart. This is a wild animal we're dealing with. It seeks only food, as far as I understand. Try not to be that which it seeks. Be careful traveling east. We don't know what direction the bear will head next. I have patrols, hopefully, to inform us about that, but please be careful.
Before we leave, I would like to reach into my pocket and pull out a little piece of yarn and go up to the matriarch and put it around her wrist and tie it in a little bow and say, this is a promise, please, that you'll at least try to find Samson, okay? He's my best friend.
Courage, you have my word. I'll do all I can to help Samson.
Okay. Okay, bye! I'll leave.
Go on now, go on. And player's turn! What do you guys want to do with your player's turn?
I am going.
Each of you has one check.
We are in the wonderful Lockhaven, so I am going to delve into the archives and find anything about the history of bears. with the I don't know, town in general or the territory in general.
Mouse Guard history. Go forth.
I'm gonna.
That will be.
Oh.
That's
I
pretty
only got
obscure.
two.
So I'm
I
gonna
only
say
got 2 in Archivist, so I mean it's probably impossible, but it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna give you a +1 because Mouse Guard history is quite thorough.
Well, and we're in Lockhaven, center of documentation.
Yeah, it sounds obscure, so I'm going to give you like a obstacle 2.
Okay. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, he's strong command. There we go. I do not succeed.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, no.
This
I had
just
a failure in
means-
my Archivist.
Okay. So I'm going to introduce a twist.
But does that happen on fails on the player's turn as well?
Actually,
if
yeah,
I fail, bad
I
stuff
should
happens?
probably-
I don't really think it does. I think it's just we make a check. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work out. Right?
I know, but like, I wonder if I do. How limited am I?
Because I wouldn't do
The-
something as risky as like roll my 2
The
dice.
bear comes. You get first
Yeah,
hand
like,
history.
The twist is you look up the bear and you summon its eldritch spirit and everything is destroyed.
You look up.
You look
the
up
bear
in your
and
book.
You look up and there is a bear.
Yeah, the book is the librarian.
I'll probably only give you like possibly a condition if depending on what this says. But other than that, I'm just going to say you might have mentions of a bear that has been sighted throughout the histories, but it only shows up like every like 20 years or so. So there's some mention of a bear somewhere
it's a long
on
time
the
for
borders.
Okay.
You're not able to go far back enough to really think, what has there ever been another bear that has gotten into the territories before? What about the rest of you?
I'm gonna go on my grind and try and improve my fighter if that's something I can do. Because
Yeah,
if I've
I'm going to
gotten
say
just one
that you
success-
will... Go ahead and roll your fighter. And I'm going to give you a cheap obstacle because I think... I'm going to give you a
I only
versus
have to
test.
use my
I'm going to have you pit... Yeah, I'm going to pit you against another Tenderpaw.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll 2d6. They are
I'm gonna
also
roll
all
2d6.
just for Tenderpaw.
Oh,
Do
Hang on,
you
we
want
got the
to?
game.
Oh man, are you? It's impressive. I use your fate point, Legend of the Guardwise again, and try to succeed.
yeah. Again, I think I'm gonna think about my my brother and everything that he's taught me, and all the tales he'd tell me of like, you know, gods who like protect everyone, and duel real good, and I'm gonna think about that, and I'm gonna roll again.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
It's not good
so
enough.
it's still a draw. So I don't understand
I
what.
think it's still a draw. You still get another failure, sadly, but you tried
Okay.
certainly.
Oh, courage feels good.
What about the rest of you?
Do we have to do anything to lose hungry and sleepy or hungry and tired?
I'm gonna say you will be able to recover hungry and thirsty within Lockhaven. You are given the moment to get food and rest. So go ahead and erase your hungry and thirsty.
What about tired?
You have to make a check.
And that will be my
I
turn.
believe tired. Okay. So you need to make a obstacle 3 health test. No, wait. You need Oh no, it just says you can get a good night's rest from the generosity of your friend, your parents, or Gwendolyn. So
Do
you
we have
need to
time to sleep?
No, I guess it just goes away, yeah. How about this? You can spend your check to get rid of one condition. of your
Okay,
choice.
I'll get rid of tired because I'll stay angry.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll go rest with the insect in the CRE.
Staying angry is a good choice. Anger.
Yeah.
I love that. All right. Kiara, what about you?
I think she's gonna spend most of the time just like gathering as many supplies as she can, like refilling her quiver like as packed as she can while still being able to draw an arrow easily. That sort of thing.
Ooh.
Resupplying.
Okay. Not sure if that's... Is that a skill you want to use, or do you just want to... Survival it. You could try to do a check first, yeah. Do you want a failure, or do you want a success?
I would prefer success.
Okay. I'll just give you obstacle
One of us
2.
needs to succeed.
To sort of like... Yeah. I imagine like you're like poring over maps for your trip, trying to see if there's any good spots for you to hunker down, where the water is and all that.
Yeah. You know, mapping out a path, making
Yeah, so go ahead and just do
proper
obstacle 2.
supplies, you know, make sure the tent's in good
I like that.
condition.
You're doing the preparation stuff. Also, I have found the answer about failures in the players. The GM can apply conditions and twists as per the normal rules in the player's turn. So, Elf,
Oh, did
Moira is going to pore over the library and the history, and you will find that, strangely enough, each mention of the bear instances, for some reason, consistently has a response from Wolf Point.
Okay.
Consistently. Like, every time a bear shows up, Wolf Point somehow gets involved. I think that's going to be the tiny twist that will turn into
Gotcha.
a more developed situation as we move forward with the next session. Because with failure in player's turn, I'm sort of trying to like not complicate your player's turn. I'm only going to prompt something that will turn into something next GM turn, I guess, is how it was described in the book. But in that case, is there any other thing you guys need to do before we go into rewards? Because I think we're all set with player's turn and all that.
Is there anything else we can do outside of using our roll to get rid of a condition or something? We did that, and that's that, right?
Yeah, that's that. You can maybe have encouraging words as all of you reconvene, ready to set out towards Lockhaven.
I was going to ask if I could remove my angry by going home and having a heart-to-heart with my family and like talking about all my problems and like having a little cry with them, or does that not really how that works? I'm not actually sure what angry does.
I mean, always crying.
Angry, yeah, angry gives you a -1 in disposition during conflicts that are will-based. And you actually can recover from them by using a player's turn check. So sadly, you cannot.
Okay, never mind. That's fine. I think I still go home and like cry with my mum, my dad,
Okay.
and my brother, and I just have a little cry.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Get it all out.
Hell yeah.
Then we can go straight to rewards if you're all ready.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and start with the usual playing on beliefs and instincts. If you played on your belief, you get a fate point. If you played on your instinct, you also get a fate point. Do you think you guys were able to meet your beliefs during this session, at least in some fashion?
I'm pretty sure that I did. I think I stood my ground even
I feel like
though
I
was
did.
scared. And yeah, no, definitely. I feel managed to do something like that.
Moira, I feel
I
like
don't
you
think I
like
did.
directly acted on your belief.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Oh yeah. What's your belief again, Heathcliff?
My
Or did
belief
you change
was
it this
the territory
time?
safety. The territory safety is more important than my own. I think that maybe that. Maybe.
I think you definitely did that.
I feel
Yeah.
like
Stood and fought.
you definitely stood up in the conflict and tried to defend the mice, who are a part of the territories.
Hmm.
Yeah, that would be
So,
my rationale
yeah,
for that.
Mhm.
But instinct, no.
And so, instinct. Yeah, that's fine. And for goals, what do we feel about goals?
I forgot
did
what
not
my
Did
goal
everybody
was.
complete their goal?
No,
My
I really
goal-
did not.
My goal was to keep up with the party and make sure I pull my weight, which I think I did. So.
Definitely.
Yeah, you definitely did that. Mine was
There.
to try and find
Especially
a bear,
during that.
which we very quickly
Hmm.
decided we weren't going to do this time. Maybe a bit of a
Badly.
mistake on my part.
Badly.
Yeah, I chose distract the bear, and we didn't even see the bear, so that's a pass on that.
If you guys
I,
had
however-
failed, I would have made a
I
twist.
did not get eaten by the bear.
You could have
so I think I
also.
succeeded.
You did succeed in not
Mhm.
getting eaten by the bear.
So yeah, I feel like that was part of my bad because I could have given you guys more opportunities to do something different during the evacuation, maybe. But again, you guys hit your rolls when you needed to, so I couldn't really make a twist. The bear arrives early, so I feel like I want to at least give you guys like fate points because you were working towards like a reaction to the bear's arrival, but it wasn't quite as specific as accomplishing your goals. So I feel like you guys your fate points instead.
Okay.
I'm not gonna argue.
Does my nature go
And
back
then, in
to
the
5 now that the
meantime-
game is now that we've kind of finished this part of the game? Or do I have to regain that?
Nope.
next?
You have to regain it
Lovely.
either by leveling it or by performing the prologue. So,
Also, I have
we
my
will.
went down.
Oh, your will cannot go down.
Oh, cool. Never mind. I think I did that wrong. Whack.
Oh, okay. And we need to do MVP, workhorse, and embodiment. So, who do we think gets MVP?
Moira.
Yeah.
I didn't even do anything.
Well, I was going to say that embodying the character definitely Moira this time. And MVP. Sorry, I'm jumping the gun a bit. But MVP I thought was Heathcliff because he kept coming up with all those really good tactics.
Yeah.
Like
Actually,
figuring out
yeah.
what we should do.
I would
when.
say the conflict was really important. Even if you guys were defeated, if you had not knocked off as much disposition as you had, I could have been more harsh in my consequences.
Hmm.
So
That
I feel
opening
like it's good
combat
for Heathcliff
was pretty
Moss. Yeah, it was very smart. I like that you like jumped right into the system. You're like, oh, this is how it works. Well, obviously it's a bird, so we got to do this. So I feel like MVP for Heathcliff. I definitely
Yeah.
agree that Moira should get embodiment.
Is
Yay.
embodiment and roleplay the same
And-
thing? Because I think I can't
It's-
remember which one.
You're
Yeah, yeah,
embodying
that's
your
what I was thinking.
character.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely.
This is just me, but I feel like Courage did a lot of roles. So I feel like
Yeah.
Workhorse is sort of along that path. So I feel like you should get a persona
Yeah.
point for that.
Whilst I would like a persona point because I have none left, I also didn't succeed a lot. Whereas I feel like Kira did succeed a bit more than I did in doing. So up to you guys.
Whoa.
But
I can dig it. I can dig it. But yeah, and then we just have to. I don't know. What did you guys think about this second session of Mouse Guard? We introduced you to conflicts and how those work. We also I feel like you guys are really picking up on how the dice work as well.
Mm.
Now, kind of like trying to gauge how I'm sort of like guiding you guys through this so far. It is a little bit more linear than most role-playing games, Mouse Guard, because of your characters and what you're doing. But what do you guys feel like about where your characters stand now? What the patrol's doing?
I like it. I like
Seems good.
because of the system of the mouse guard, we are under orders pretty much regularly. So it is more linear, but we are the guard. We receive orders. We accomplish our orders. We come back for more orders. It makes sense to me that it would be that way.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree.
I like it.
Yeah, and I think it gives
And I
everyone like
haven't given you the orders to attack the bear because Moira makes very good points.
yeah. I was gonna say no. I was literally about to say like
It's a natural
very-
disaster.
I think it really comes out in this game. It's like I don't know. It feels like there's like fewer like I don't know. We've really played into our skills recently. So I think that's really good as well.
I'm having trouble with the bear as like the central antagonist. I don't know if that's just me, but I'm having a huge issue with like a frog would be like a dragon, you know? Like a big
Bear is
toad
like a
would
Yeah.
be like a dragon.
Someone
A
wrote
bear
harassment
is like
in the chat. I thought that was
the
really good.
wrath of God crushing our whole civilization under a single foot. It's like the scale of the threat is so much more than I can possibly fathom that it is getting to me a little bit, I would say.
Oh, think of it as like
This is
really
part of why I was. Yeah, this is kind of where I was having a little issue on like picking out the campaign, because part of my pitch was I want to see what would happen in Mouse Guard if a bear showed up, and now I'm starting to realize that's really wild. So
Like physically
here's what I think I'm
impossible
gonna
to
do.
deal with. Yeah.
I mean, in the game, I can see how you can deal with it with the dice, but in the narrative, it requires a lot of effort. And for your guys' first game, I feel like I want to scale it back. I feel like the conflict should be more about what the bear's presence is in the territories, and how it is a natural disaster, and how it should be a backdrop, but it should not be your main antagonist. You should be dealing with the ramifications
I
of
mean,
this bear's presence. So
Mm.
if
I was
we're
going to say,
looking at
I think it'd be.
mechanics- Sorry,
Go ahead, go ahead.
All right.
I was-
Yeah.
If you think like in terms of the mechanics of Mouse Guard in general, a bear is gonna have like 20 d6 on everything at least. At least.
tragically, it actually
Pretty
only has
much
12.
everything.
well, I
I-
still
That's
feel like
12 actually.
12 and 20
That's
are
still,
so
that
interchangeable at this
seems
point.
that seems low. That seems like a badger would have 12 as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Let's be real, badges are the real dragons in this game.
I mean,
And like that's why I wanted to be like, this is I shouldn't be like trying to explore the like end game of the Mouse Guard role playing game with most of you being this your first like experience with Mouse Guard. I want it to be like good and not like, guess what, you have to fight Ultima weapon. Good luck.
I mean, it's not like I'm not necessarily saying this is like a huge criticism or anything. I'm not trying to like cheat down for, but I am
No.
like in character having a difficult time with the idea of a bear being the thing we're gonna have to deal with. You know?
Yeah, I think the mouse guard becoming kind of like FEMA and crisis control and would be the approach for that.
I was
I
going to
feel like
say
that's where.
No, I was just going to say it would be really cool that something instead of maybe fighting it, which I feel like maybe is what's going to be best, is figuring out really interesting ways to deter it and like protect the territory, coming up with like ways to sort of circumvent the natural disaster, because that's what it is. In the same way that you can build like, I don't know, tidal wave defenses and earthquake-proof building had a lot of experience with.
Exactly.
Like, you can definitely, we can do stuff like that for this, I think. Anti-bear anything. I don't know, it could be pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah,
Sorry,
that's where I'm coming from. Is where I started the campaign like, oh, what's happening in this situation, and unfortunately, I've been playing a lot of D&D lately, so that encouraged me to like think, oh, well, obviously in D&D they would get an army and they would attack the bear, and
the vibe,
Or mice.
it's sort of yeah, but you're mice.
The vibe is like
and
level
so,
2 D&D characters against the Tarrasque. Like, it just doesn't matter how many of us there are. It really makes no difference.
Well, also, I mean, there's the inherent.
So-
Okay, mice are timid creatures. They aren't going to necessarily form an army to attack a bear. Whereas you get enough dumb humans to do anything.
So yeah, I feel like this is like just a good opportunity to refocus and be like, yeah, this is what makes this game interesting, is that the year of the bear is literally what happens in a year with bears in the territories. Like they're like there's gonna be like bear watch. Like, look out, root wallow, it's gonna step on you. And if it steps on you,
Yeah,
here's what
girls.
we're gonna do to help you.
Yeah.
In that
Yeah, I think that's
Decorations,
we're
supplies.
done, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and just do some outros. Let's see. Who wants to go first with Star? What you do, and where we can find your lovely doings.
Sure, why not?
Oh, would you like to go
Hi.
first?
I am
Yeah.
Distracted Elf. You can find me at twitch.tv/DistractedElf or on Twitter at DistractedElf. If you want to see more of me today, I'm on after this. I mean, like, not immediately after this. I want to eat some food and like not die. But this afternoon, I'll be talking about. I was away at a LARP this weekend, and I'll be talking about my experience for that. And the stories from that weekend stuff, and then I'll be playing some Hollow Knight, probably. So.
Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. I'm definitely there for Hollow Knight. That's my favorite game.
It's pretty good.
I'm so pleased. Yo, Will Knight, would you like to tell us who you are?
Yes, I am Will_Knight3 on Twitter, where I talk a few things, and when I'm not talking about D&D, I'm not talking there. You can find me there, and that's pretty much all I do. I started my first session of Curse of Strahd on Capricorn Cross's Twitch channel. We are alive, but it doesn't look good because it's Barovia and nothing looks ever good. And that's pretty much all I do. And this.
Excellent. And I'm so pleased that it eventually worked out for you. I missed Kira. I was like, what would she do if they were just running around in the wild? No. I'm glad you were able to make it. How are you?
Yeah.
Tell us more about yourself.
So I'm ETB, Black Belt Gamer, Agenda Pubs. I'm a writer, I'm an editor, I'm a sensitivity reader. I'm an occasional Twitch streamer with other people. This one and this Thursday, might be Wednesday. We're doing our finale of Mutants in the Night with DC over on Dungeon Commander Twitch. Dungeon Commander's Twitch. Really, I can say that. Shoot it and be a feathered mutant who throws fireballs because that's what I do.
Hell yeah!
Excellent. Tell us to the Emma. Please tell us more about yourself and where we can find you.
Cool. Really quickly, we were talking about Mutants of the Night before, so it's really funny that you mentioned that, and that sounds super cool. But yeah, I'm Emma. I'm Emma. You can find me on Emma on Twitter, but it's AEMA_Emma. And yeah, I do. This stream, unfortunately, is the only stream that I do because I am my final year of university, and I do need to write a dissertation at some point. But I also do a lot on Twitter, so if you want to see more of what I do, then you can go there. I'm a freelance illustrator as well on the side, so if you're interested in just looking at my work, you can find my website through my Twitter link. Or if you want to have a drawing or your character from your RPG game of choice brought to life, then why not just have a look at my work and see if you like it. Yeah. And that's it.
Most excellent. And I'm 4. I love opossums. And I am also sometimes streaming on Sundays at 8 p.m. EST with Dungeons & Dragons 4th Edition. And I will be playing tonight in the Liberation of Joff on the Greyhawk channel, where we are going to be fighting giants. And Orc Cleric is going to be meeting Luthic, the Orc Goddess of Motherhood. And that's honestly all I will inform you about myself, because I am a mess. I'm a gorgeous mess. Ha!
Say mess like it's
Let's depart. I mean,
I can relate.
it's bless this mess. I am also a horse groom. That is why I'm also a mess. So let's just be honest. 72 horses. Why, yes,
Hell.
I will take care of them.
That's a lot of.
There we go. I think we are prepared to depart. I will leave all of you to your dealings in the future. Thank you for tuning in. It was a delightful time to do the second episode of Mouse Guard: The Year of the Bear. Stay tuned to more Encounter Roleplay shenanigans, and gosh darn. That's all I have. Gosh darn.
Gosh darn.
Gosh darn. I don't have outros. I'm sorry.